Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Circle the Main Podcast, top 5 picks of the week for week 31. The host is Devious, one I will see here alongside with my brothers from another mothers, and that is the new member of Retribution.
Fucking goddamn.
The new member who replaced Mia Yim, and now.
That could make the list. That just happened this week. The Mia Yim botch. I didn't know that's why she got out. They pulled her from Retribution was a wardrobe malfunction. I thought she just talked her way out like Mercedes did.
Right? I hope so.
I was like, oh, her mask fell off. Well, we knew it was her, so okay.
Wait, hold on. That was Matt?
Oh, shit, what's up, dude?
Oh, what's up,
dude.
Man?
It's like he came out of nowhere, man.
I didn't even know it was me.
Plot twist.
Bruce Pritchard just hit me over the head with a brick, and he put a sack on my face and said, "You're going on Raw in 10 minutes."
It was either you or Hector Guerrero.
Yeah.
That is MGC Matthew Steamboat. And of course, we have the one and only. It is CK1 himself, Chris Kennedy. And also we have the great American hero of all heroes, the man with 12-inch pythons. That's right. He flexes for you. So what you going to do when Mr. Mike Lopez runs wild on you, ladies and gentlemen?
What you going to do? Nothing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our top 5 picks for week 31, which is our top 5 botches that, we consider like one of our top 5 botches that we laugh.
I didn't laugh. I mean, some of these are pretty funny, but some of these
but some were like, oh,
yeah. I didn't know how to make my list. I always try to come up with rules, and I just there's obvious things I didn't put on here, but then there's some things that had to go on here.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get to start off. Fuck it, I'm gonna start it off. Might as well. Number 5 is, remember the Jericho and CM Punk feud? You guys remember on a Raw episode when Jericho spilled all over that Jack Daniels on CM Punk and he slipped? I don't know if anybody caught that. That did what not supposed to happen. He, after he jumped all the Jack on CM Punk and then he slipped.
It goes right to your head.
Yeah. So I mean, and you could tell when Jericho fucked up, and he still kicked freaking CM Punk. So that I do remember. So that's my number 5.
Yeah, it's ultra funny because CM Punk is also sober, and I don't know whether or not that was real Jack or prop Jack. It was probably prop Jack to be.
Yeah, it had to be a prop Jack for sure.
It wasn't the bubbly back then.
It was a little bit of the bubbly. My number 4 is actually their Sin Cara entrance. I don't know if there's
my God! I forgot. Yeah,
I think you remember that, right?
Yeah. His very first debut entrance.
Mm-hmm. And he fucked up his fucking entrance almost bad.
It was all downhill from there, bro.
All downhill. The real Sin Cara, right? Not the second Sin Cara. So yeah, the original one. Yeah. So mystical, but yeah, unfortunately, that's it. I mean, his career ended up at that botch. I was like, really? How can you miss that? But oh well, it is what it is for him. So I'm sorry for him. Number 3, I love this one.
Oh, don't do it.
This is when it was the Mega Powers in a tag match versus the Big Boss Man and Akeem. Remember, I don't know if you guys remember.
African Dream.
Yeah, African
One
Dream.
Man Gang.
One man gang. You were supposed to have Bossman and Akeem going together, coming back together, but Akeem flew out of the fucking ring through the ropes.
Poor Akeem, man.
Oh, poor Akeem.
I heard that was Slick's idea, and I was like, when I heard that, I was like, I don't know how I feel about that anymore. It's not that, because the whole. I'm going with the race thing on this one. It was like, if it was Vince's idea, it would have been super racist. But the fact that I heard it was Slick's idea, and he kind of makes it less racist, but still awkward. So the whole gimmick was a botch.
Okay. Well, the whole gimmick was a botch. That's what fuck. All right. So I can still watch that shit. I still laugh about it. Number 2, this has been all over social media platform, but it was, I guess, in any independent promotion. You guys can YouTube it. Tommy Dreamer versus 2 other guys, and one of them tried to, went to the third rope, but did not make it all the way in, and he just flew back out. I don't know if you guys ever saw that.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up right now.
Look for it, and you'll find that. And then it's like he did not make it all the way, and that shit.
Yeah, that's going to be a little bit harder to find than just typing it in, so I'll just wait. I typed in Tommy Dreamer 3-way botch, but
you know what? I have it here. Here, let me forward you the link. Hold on.
Yeah, don't play it on the YouTube because we might get struck.
No. No worries. I want to forward it on the here so you guys can see it.
Is it chat?
Look,
we have a secret chat, ladies and gentlemen.
We do. It's a secret chat.
Oh, I've seen this. Yeah, the big fat guy just falls for it. Yeah, he tries to do downloads. I've seen this. Yeah. Yeah, this is great. Here he goes. Yeah, there it is. Oops. His big moment versus Tommy Dreamer, and he just takes himself out. Imagine if that was a Royal Rumble and he just eliminated him himself. Brutal.
Oh, my God. And my numero uno. I was at work when this was happening, and on my phone watching the event, and that was the greatest Royal Rumble Titus O'Neil's botch.
I knew you were going to say that. Worldwide.
Oh, my God. Worldwide. Well, you went worldwide under the ring, buddy, so that's what happened there. Oh, my God. I was knocking my ass off at my desk, and everybody's like, what is he laughing about? I'm just, sorry. I just couldn't. And then you can hear Corey Graves the way he couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, Corey Graves does not pull punches when he laughs.
It's just the way how he laughed made me laugh even more because it's just an instant classic. I love it. I guess 2 honorable mentions. One was just like, was Brock Lesnar shooting star press WrestleMania 19. Oh, man, he was this close, but he missed it.
He's hit that so many times cleanly in OVW.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, yeah, I hope you're all right, buddy. But
I don't think he was, but yeah, it was very close to being
he had a concussion. And then the TNA, the Scott Steiner Christian botch, when Christian threw himself in the apron and Steiner's hand was still like this. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I couldn't believe it. I say no. That's at that time.
It is. I found it.
Yeah. Oh man! Wow, horrible. That's just bad. That from there, Scott Steiner's career went to.
Oh, that's so bad. That's like Dark Order bad. Like the original Dark Order, where the guy's just punching air on the hard camera side. Yeah.
Yeah.
When they had the minions, I love that, but you know.
Yeah, definitely. So that was my top 5. So let's go ahead and give it down to Mr. John Lennon of Walk with Elias Steamboat.
I didn't know who you were talking about at first, but okay, now I get it.
The name just keeps getting longer and longer as it goes. So I got a pretty list.
That was a botch in itself.
There you go.
Botches inside botches. So it's funny that you mentioned it because I'm actually going to start off with it. Dark Order punching fake air. He has to punch nothing to start off with, you know. I'm pretty sure everybody's going to talk about that in a minute, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. I move up to Nyla Rose failing to powerbomb Michael Nakazawa. She's she's like picked him up. It's like she almost put him down, but then she picked him up again or something like that. It's like she didn't fully lift him up the first time, then she went for it a second time. So it was kind of I don't know. So
oh my god, I gotta see that again.
It's the first clip. It's like there's no excuse for that. Nyla's a big woman, so it's.
So number 3 is Scott Steiner versus Kurt Angle. I guess the whole match. I don't know. Just like Botches all over the place, pretty much. Like, can't lift you up, put you down, you know. Number 2, this is Scott Steiner versus Triple H. Where at the end of the match, when Scott Steiner's thong was out while he was giving him the Steiner recliner.
Oh, why did you bring that up?
He's got a purple thong out. And it's like, he's all hard and stuff. I was like, yeah, I'm in the recliner. The refs are trying to, like, none of the refs even tried to, like, lift his tights up to cover him up. It was like, hey, bro, you got whipped.
It was full Lita.
You got, yeah, you're leading. Like, one of the refs should have at least been like, whoop, gotta lift your pants up. Yep, can't show that thong here. little Scott Whaletail Steiner going on. All right, instead, let's not do a drum roll. Let's do
There you go.
So, you mentioned it, Scott Steiner and Christian. Just like, let me do it real quickly.
Delayed reaction. It's like he jabbed on the apron.
All right.
A Hulk Steiner botch. I mean, who remembers the Steiner? Well, no, I'll say it after. My apologies. Go ahead. I gotta hold on.
I'll go. One of my dishonorable mentions. Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior at Halloween Havoc.
Oh, that was horrible match.
Oh yeah.
The fireball.
Dude, yeah.
He burned himself. What a moron.
It's like, is Hulk Hogan trying to roll a joint? Like, what's going on there? He's got his lighter and a plastic bag. And then you see a little spark of flame shoot out, and he's supposed to throw a fireball. Like, Hulk Hogan's like, oh, how do I work this thing, brother? I don't know flames, brother. How do you do pyrotechnics, brother? Like, him kind of fiddling with all the plastic bag and all that. But yeah, that's I only got one honorable mention. I mean, dishonorable mention. Anytime we do
Dishonorable mentions.
Anytime we do worst list, I gotta bring the horn out. Womp, womp.
All right. Love it. It's all mostly Steiners, but except for that, except for that Triple H one. No, I don't know. Mr. Hero, the floor is yours.
Man, we could do like an entire list with Scott Steiner. You know, so many, but
next week's episode is the top 5 Scott Steiner.
Scott Steiner. Oh man, I'm already laughing.
Scott Steiner, period. Just like, Scott good? No, just Scott Steiner.
All our backgrounds are going to be Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Number 5, I have the ending to Royal Rumble 2005. I was watching it. I was watching it, and at the time, live or whatever, as it was airing, and I honestly thought that was how it was supposed to go.
It looked worked. It looked like a really clean,
really worked.
Very well rehearsed work.
Yes, they landed at the same time. And all that, and
they had done that finish before back in the day. You know, like that,
right.
Which was work. You know, I think it was like the 2nd or 3rd Royal Rumble, some shit like that.
The Luger and Brett one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
And McMahon decides to come on out and regulate, but he tore both his quads.
That's the worst part.
My goodness, just the pain, excruciating pain that I can only imagine happens when you tear just one. But he had to endure 2. But I'm sure he was probably so upset that he wasn't even thinking about that. He just wanted to kind of, fix whatever had gone on. So, obviously Batista ended up winning. But at the time, it seemed like what was supposed to happen. Now we know that wasn't the case. Number 4, Joey Mercury.
Oh my God! I forgot to put this on my list. Thank you, thank you for covering this.
Joey Mercury's face versus that ladder.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness! December to December.
One of the worst, just straight injuries too.
Yes, there was 2 matches that were promoted for that pay-per-view. That was one of them, And man, that botch right there, wrong place, wrong time. To this day, you'll see, if you look that up, you'll find it on YouTube and the pictures and whatnot. So, yeah, I mean that's pretty much all that needs to be said. Poor guy broke his face.
Literally every bone in his face.
Yeah, it took him a year. It took me years to recover, and now his facial now is back to normal. But all of that is just like
orbital,
all of that took years to recover, and a lot of surgery, plastic.
He walked out of that match like I don't know how. He literally just, on 2 feet, I think, right? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, crazy. That's crazy. And just goes to show the toughness that Joey Mercury has.
Yeah.
Lightening things up. Number 3, the great Khali eliminates himself. Oh my goodness. Edge was a part of this match, and he looked so confused as to, what was going on. And, there was this battle royal on Raw, and he just, he can't go over the second rope or, through the ropes or whatever. He has to go through the top. And that's what he did. And everybody just played it off. The commentators tried to play it off as best as they could. I recommend watch that video.
Yeah.
For a good entertaining time there. Number 2, Hulk Hogan, we're coming for you.
Oh,
I was going to. I'm so glad that you have 2 of mine on there because I'm taking them off and replacing them so we have diversity, which that sentence did not have. Dude,
I forgot about that one.
Yes,
I had it on my list, and I need to. Yeah, bad.
It's that's how.
Bad. Do you know the line? Have you seen the video?
What was that?
Has Matt seen the clip?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't look it up.
Hulk Hogan, we're coming for you, my Nigel.
Yeah.
There you
go. Close enough.
Okay.
Don't go any closer to the border on that one.
I could say it because I'm from the hood, but I'm not gonna say it here in the show. I'm not gonna say it.
Nigel.
If I'm not mistaken, it's clips like these that started off Botchamania, and to this day, whenever on my YouTube feed I see Botchamania, I always have to click it because it's always entertaining.
My God. They have a lot of content. This is wow, hours of just botches. I can watch them all.
There's another one that I follow on Facebook, WrestleBotch, which is another one. They get a lot of the indie stuff in there too. Like definitely smaller than Botchmania, but they definitely get obscure stuff, and I'm kind of glad I saw that.
Yeah,
nice. I'll check that out for sure. And my number one, it's gonna shock you. It's the Shockmaster. Man, what a debut! You're supposed to be. Why would you have a stormtrooper, a bedazzled
exactly what it was
helmet? That's got to be some copyright issue or something or whatever. I want to
know the story behind. I know there is a video of the story behind it. Was it a last minute thing?
Wasn't it Arn Anderson?
No, it was Fred Ottoman. That was formerly known as Tugboat.
Yeah, Tugboat.
No. But the guy behind the idea.
Oh. Maybe. I don't know.
Anderson doing the voice behind the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Like how Darth Vader wasn't Darth Vader.
I'm to make sure that you go.
It's like...
You think...
Another classic botch right there. If you haven't seen it for whatever reason, if you're living under a rock, go watch that, the Shockmaster debut.
And his finale.
Yes.
The one and only.
Dishonorable mentions. Lesnar, WrestleMania 19. Ivan mentioned that one. I remember watching
that. Off
that.
my list, and I'm swapping that out of my list.
That's just how I was so surprised. I did not watch him in OVW, so I didn't know he could do that, and I don't think he ever did that on Raw or SmackDown up to that point either. So this was a completely new move for him to be showing off, right? He can do it. Since then, I've seen him do it in past videos, like OVW stuff. But at that moment, I didn't know. So when he did the jump and, oh my gosh, like the reaction of the crowd, you could see that he was just not there. He wasn't home. And then later on, there was this botch. There's this documentary. There's this documentary called The Mania of Wrestlemania, which to this day is one of my favorite WWE documentaries. I recommend it. And it showcases what happened behind the scenes during WrestleMania 19. And they mentioned that too. And they could see Brock all like messed up and whatnot. And
yeah, Kurt had to talk him through, because I believe that was the finish. So they had to rewrite the finish, and Kurt Angle had to feed it to him like in those 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I think it was the shooting star press was supposed to be the finish, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah, and then Kurt kind of got out of it. Did he go for the angle slam and just it got reversed into the F5? Is that what the finish was? Yeah. He had to navigate him through that entire sequence, which is professional by Kurt.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, Kurt, he was super injured at the time. He needed surgery. He took this match not knowing what kind of injuries he could get himself into himself, so a moment in wrestling,
Yeah.
And my lining things up again, my next honorable mention, or dishonorable, however, is thanks to our good friend Michael Nakazawa, the debut of Matt Sydal in AEW.
I'm so glad you put it on there. I'm also taking that off my list. I had 10 botches on my list that I was just going to delete whoever you guys already said. And that's
okay.
If you're watching this.
I mean, what a way to start,
What a way. Fucking, yes. That happened a month ago as well, so that is a fresh botch.
Fresh botch. And what I really like is how they handled it, the whole BTE, that Nakazawa put, lotion on it and stuff. And then he did it again to Trent not that long ago too. So like a couple weeks ago. But yeah, so the botch itself, man, it could have been scary if he would have landed another way. But fortunately he's fine. And yeah, so and that's the thing about botches. Hopefully everybody makes it okay, right? So, but yeah, that's my list.
Cool. Definitely. All right, last but not least, the one and only. Take it away.
I'm so glad you guys mentioned. I got plenty to take. Like I said, I swapped out what you guys mentioned because I really wanted to have as many on here as possible. So I'm going to kind of wing the top 2 or 3. Should I wait for Ivan to come back? I want him to be here for this. He didn't.
We'll be right back.
He'll be back. Now our message from our sponsors, brought to you by wherever I bought this Becky Lynch shirt. I don't remember, but go check them out. And there he is.
There he is.
All right, cool. We were waiting for you because we love you.
I open the door.
Number 5 is the reason I'm wearing this T-shirt is the stiff as hell Nia Jax punch onto Becky Lynch, which I think more than the botch itself created the man character, because it was during the invasion angle. She gets decked in the brawl, goes up into the arena, and is standing amongst the crowd with her broken face, and she's like, "Come and get some." And I think that really opened the eyes to a lot of fans to Becky Lynch's toughness. A few years prior in NXT, I remember she had a legit black eye, and she's like, "I don't care about black eye, I'll still wrestle." I was like, that's pretty baller. Cut to this scene, I'm like, holy shit, dude. Like, definitely I think was like the advent of her, like I said, the man character. Love it. To me, it's pretty iconic. Number 4, I don't know why I took this one personally at all. I think it was just super reckless. Very scary to watch. Was Brie Bella stiff kicking Liv Morgan, crack squaw in the face.
Oh,
it was like multiple botches that.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 like not as stiff as the 4th kick, but the 4th kick was
the 4th kick was more like
as shoot as it can get.
Yeah,
and Liv was out. Like you could hear, I think it was Ruby Riott or Brie yelled something, and then it was like, "No, she's out. You need to pull her over here right now. We need to get her out of the ring." You can hear that audibly on the mic. Like there was like full blown like, "Oh shit" moments going on in that match, and I thought that was just super reckless by someone like Brie who does know what she's doing in the ring against someone who is, I'd say, green in comparison to a young Liv Morgan who could have suffered such worse injuries. She could have brain damage, facial reconstruction. She could have been taken out permanently. Just, yeah, I didn't like that one. That one made me just reconsider like how great Brie is, just on that one move. Number 3 is Billy Kidman's shooting star press on Chavo Guerrero, which was full-blown knees to the face, puts Chavo out stiff as a board, out cold. You see him just going rigor mortis. Super dangerous. The shooting star press is a move where you either get 100% of that move or you don't get any of it. We talked about the Brock match. He hit 99% of that, and you saw what happened.
Yeah.
Same with Chavo. Kidman, just his aim was just 1 degree off. Knees to the face, took Chavo right out.
But you know what? Ever since that's how his character developed to be the most powerful heel at that time for Kidman.
Kerwin? That's what created Kerwin White?
No.
Brain damage, I thought he was a white guy?
And that brain damage, too, for Chavo, Kerwin White. Oh, my God.
That's a different list.
That's a whole different list. But, yes, I mean, that's what kind of elevated Kidman's career as a heel. Ever since that match.
Unfortunately, like, fuck, man, so bad.
But they took it and they went with it. I kudos to them. Whoever idea was that.
Yeah,
Paul Heyman's most likely.
Yeah, probably. If it's a good idea, it was Heyman. My number 2 is our first list of a person versus an inanimate object, and that's Shane McMahon versus the wrong plate of glass. Where the props guy forgot to put the candy glass up, and Kurt Angle belly-to-bellied him 2 or 3 times through actual glass.
King of the ring.
And he needed 45 stitches.
Man.
I mean, I don't want to say kudos to Shane, but the first time the glass didn't break, Shane said, "Do it again." Unbeknownst to him, he didn't know it was the real glass. So there's that. But I know Vince was in the back screaming to stop the match. That was bad. I've had 70 stitches in my face, so I can only imagine just what that felt like in a pro wrestling ring. Or it wasn't even in the ring, it was on the ramp. It was through the glass on a steel Titan ramp. Just ouch, all the ouch. Number 1, I'm surprised you guys didn't pick this, but it's going to be our big man Sid Justice coming off the top rope, breaking his fucking leg. I knew that'd get you.
I don't remember that.
I watched the shoot interview specifically where he said that he did not want to do that. He didn't feel comfortable doing that. There was some kind of ultimatum where if he didn't do it, he wasn't going to get paid or be in the match, some bullshit like that. So he did it, and we all know what happened, and just sucks, man. Dude was 7 feet tall, 325 pounds, coming off the top rope, I believe. Wasn't even the second rope.
Second rope, I think it was.
Second rope?
Yeah.
Any rope above the floor is too high for that guy.
What I don't understand on that part, knowing your height and your weight, why would you do a boot from the second top rope? It would make sense if he'd land on his back or on his ass. Don't expect to be standing just because you're giving a boot and just putting pressure on one leg to hold all your weight. Fuck no, that's not gonna happen.
I feel bad because I know like I mentioned in the interview, he really didn't want to do that, and they tricked him into doing it or talked him into doing it, and I think that's super irresponsible, and we saw what happened, and don't look it up. I promise you.
No, I don't want to look it up because you already give me
Yeah, I think we were all watching it live also, and that was like 20 years ago, so it's still fresh.
Yeah.
My dishonorable mention number 1, it could easily be also number 1 on my list, so I don't want to say it's an honorable mention. It is like another version of the number 1 list, but it was Honky Tonk hitting Jake the Snake over the head in the snake pit with a real guitar.
Oh shit!
Honky Tonk didn't know the guitar was fake. It was supposed to be swapped out. Obviously someone messed up.
You mean real? He didn't know it was real.
Real, exactly. He didn't know it wasn't
Botch.
fake.
So you did a botch.
Exactly.
No, you just did a botch right now.
I did a botch. Yeah, I'm the king of botches, man. You can watch the footage. Cracks Jake over the head. Jake goes out. You see him. He stumbles and drops in a way you have a hard time faking. And the repercussions of that in the interview I watched was him talking about how that led to basically, I don't want to say the downfall, but the darkest time in Jake's life. It, I think, compressed his neck. He got addicted to painkillers, which we know is hard to fight. He got addicted to much worse things, as featured in the documentary we've probably all seen. All because of that one guitar shop, man, like completely just ruined his life. And I'm glad that he's now on a path. He's doing DDP yoga. He's clean. He's sober. He's healthy. He's happy. He's one of the best managers in AEW right now. But that chair shot was just sent him down a road of despair. That's just one tiny mistake. And my second honorable mention, there's a recurring theme on here where if you don't get 100% of this move, you don't get any of it. And it's when Kidman hit the shooting star press in WCW and landed on the same turnbuckle he jumped on.
Oh, I remember that shit. Oh my God.
I don't know. I mean, I know how he did it because I used to try to do the shooting star press into a pool back when I was wrestling as training, and I stalled and hit the back of my head, Greg Louganis style, on the diving board, and I never tried it ever again. I don't understand the physics behind the move. It doesn't make any sense. It's an inward backflip gainer where you have to push out and back, and I don't get it. You could not explain that move to me. I don't know how Hangman Page can do it standing. Ricochet can do it standing. AJ Styles can do it to the outside of the ring from the ropes. It's physically an impossible move. I don't get it. But Kidman really wrecked himself on that, man. He went off the turnbuckle and landed just right back on that same turnbuckle. Just bad.
Oh, that was
but
bad.
when you hit it, it's one of the coolest moves of all time. My favorite RKO. Fuck that Seth Rollins WrestleMania one was Evan Bourne shooting star press in the RKO. That's the most devastating RKO of all time. But that's my list, man. Mostly injuries. Like, not really a happy list. I'm sorry to bum you guys out. Most of those are really hard. Those are all hard to watch botches, but they're reminders. Yeah, they're definitely reminders that this is a live action stunt show. This is no different than people filming a movie and getting hurt. These are stuntmen that perform live. There's no cuts. There's no edits. If you mess something up, there's no take twos. So these botches are proof that the storylines are fake, but the violence is real,
Do we have a separate list for botched interviews? I have half the brain. You do.
I wouldn't hate that, but let's separate them. Let's separate the botched ones, maybe. But yeah, that's a good list. I like that too.
Did you guys watch on Raw this past Monday where Jeff Hardy jumped off from the turnbuckle and then landed on the back of his head, or like the back of his head landed on the steel steps? Man, that was.
I saw the match, but I don't think I was like my eyes were on that particular. I remember the spot, but I didn't see that. But I will watch that.
He's okay.
Yeah, he's okay.
Jeff,
but
if drugs and alcohol can't take Jeff Hardy down, the steel steps aren't gonna.
Well, what I want to know is, like, why would they put it in that spot? Why would you do it right before the stairs are at? Why would you do it there? The SWAT top, up the ladder, and knowing that you're gonna land your head on the fucking stairs.
Just imagine if he nailed it. How cool that would look. That's all Jeff Hardy.
No, he did do the SWAT top after that.
No, I know, but I mean, like, imagine if he didn't hit his head.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
We wouldn't be having this conversation.
Very true.
We'd have a conversation about coolest spots from last week. So.
That's very true.
That's all. Jeff is all risk. Like, that is just, we know that for sure. Like,
I also want to add directly, so nobody had this one, the Scott Steiner one. Had to have the Scott Steiner when he was in the ring apron and trying to jump test from behind, but he ended up slipping and he barely hits him on the leg, and he falls.
That was this close to being on my list.
Oh my God! I forgot about that one.
Yes.
He didn't even like touch Test. He just barely just tipped him in the ankle, and then Test. Oh, he was like, really? Oh, I'm sorry, Scott, but that's what happens when I don't know why you walk like this now, like instead of walking. I don't know. I that's something I don't know. Steiner, horrible. That's a bad view.
Steiner recliner.
Right?
Most horrible fucking finisher of all time. Speaking of, I'm sorry, that's cool.
Shows your thumb.
Iron Sheik does it better. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. That is it for the top 5. Now for the next week, which is week 32 of top 5, we're gonna go ahead and actually do top 5 underrated superstars, underrated stars from the past, in the present, and the future.
Okay.
So underrated. Obviously, who we did talk about it, another top 5 who should have been champ, but this is more. But this is more overall as a talent.
Like who should have been pushed and wasn't.
Exactly.
Kind of I got you. I got some lists. Cool. I like that.
We'll do that. Top 5 underrated stars. So we know that's gonna be a tough one, but I'm looking forward to see who we can pick. All right, that's gonna be good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much once again for tuning in to TV's One IVC, and also with now he's back, Mr. Oh wait, here.
There he goes.
He's McRap. Getting some wraps from McDonald's. That's what you're doing right there.
Now I'm hungry. Thanks.
Me too. I'm hungry. And all right, yeah, forget it. Then we also have the CK1. Oh, there you are, Matt. Where were you?
What's up? Welcome back.
Where'd you go?
Richard kidnapped me again.
Oh, he loves you.
A little bit too much.
Way too much. And also we have, ladies and gentlemen, the CK1 himself, Chris Kennedy, the one and only. The one and only, all right? Remind yourself he's the one and only. And also, hero of all heroes. Yeah, he is the real American. Fighting for your right. As Mike Lopez fights. Mike Lopez. Same thing, guys. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next Friday for episode 32 and the following Sunday as well. Good night.